What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna do a mock draft. Basically, it's kind of where I think that people are gonna go. And if you're watching this and you're like, "Oh, I'm not drafting that guy," don't like be like, "Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about." Like, I don't know what the fuck who you're taking. I guess I'll do like who you should take or like what I think is gonna happen based on like what people are saying and shit. So I guess we can hop right into it. So unlike Jahan Dotson, supposed to be a no-brainer, this is actually a no-brainer at the 101. We all know that Josh made this trade to take who he wants to take, the number one running back in this class. And I don't even think there's really a debate at this point. So we're gonna set player. Yeah, Brees Hall 101. Okay, I'm definitely gonna mute that. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Obviously, it fills his needs, and I think Brees Hall is the best player in this draft. So I think it only makes sense for him to go to 101. The landing spot, honestly, it doesn't matter as much as people think. I think talent is talent. Yeah, Brees Hall, I don't really need to speak that much on this. Okay, second pick of the draft. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go Nick DiNicole's first guy. We know who he wants. Malik Willis at a Liberty, big fan of his. I think DiNicola is just going with the best player available at this point. And I think Malik Willis fills that hole. I think he has insane upside. He could be like a Lamar Jackson with an arm, people say. I don't know. Lamar Jackson's pretty fucking talented, but I think Malik Willis is very good, and I think he will be very good. All right, 103. I don't know if I mentioned this, but there's gonna be 2 rounds, so I'm just gonna go through it. 103, Adam. I was between a couple guys here. I can see him going with a wide receiver. He's not going pick here at least. Like I don't. He thinks something that we don't, and he knows something that we don't. At least I think. And the reason he went to 103 is to get a guy. Maybe it's because he wanted Brees Hall originally before Josh traded up. Maybe he thought Dina Cole was definitely going Willis and Burke, so Willis and Garrett Wilson, and then Brees Hall was going to 103. But that's why sometimes I would try to wait to make that move the day of the draft. But then again, picks might be more expensive the day of the draft, so he knows something we don't know. But I actually have him going. And I'm going to give a reason for this too. I actually have him going Kenneth Walker here, and I'll tell you why. I think Kenneth Walker is the second best running back in this class. Obviously, there's a big difference between Brees Hall and Kenneth Walker, at least in my eyes. But there's a chance that Kenneth Walker actually gets drafted before Hall. I don't think it will happen, but there is a chance. Does not have the most upside like receiving wise, but there's a lot of guys like Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb that perform very well in fantasy and don't even have receiving upside. So I think the reason why I have him going Kenneth Walker with a 103 here, even though he might try to get Burks, Wilson, London, one of those guys, because he has the 107 and 108. And this why okay, you gotta think about it like this. This class is very, very, very deep wide receiver wise. Like this guy's even like at my pick at the 210 that I still kind of like. When you get to the 210 running back wise, it's god awful. So I think at least he should. I don't know what he's gonna do, but to take Kenneth Walker here, I think is great. Obviously, running backs value holds up year to year. Like you can just see Javonte Williams, like he didn't have that good of a year, but it's all about the potential that he's going to be a breakout like workhorse. So yeah, so right there I got Kenneth Walker. Okay, 104. I was between Burks and Wilson. Right now I'm leaning towards Wilson, and the reason why I'm leaning towards Wilson for Dina Cole at the 104 and then rookie mock drafts is because I think that he's going to get drafted very early. Like, there's a chance that he goes 10. Most likely scenario, in my opinion, that he goes to the Jets. And I'll be the one wide receiver there, wide receiver one there. But I don't know if Dina Cole would want 2 Jets wide receivers, so it's kind of weird. But I think talent is talent. Garrett Wilson's very talented. I wouldn't blame him if he went Garrett Wilson here. All right, 105. I don't know why. I've always just had a feeling. It's either in between for me. I mean, I would say if he had the chance to take a running back, he would. But I don't know if Isaiah Spiller is going to get the good enough draft capital to be a first, second round capital, maybe even third round. Like if he doesn't in real life, like there's no way they're taking him at the 105 here. So that's why I know this bandwagon guy is a big USC fan now. So I got Drake London, big wide receiver, to Steven. I like it. I know his wide receivers are stacked, but I mean, I feel like Drake London is the best player on the board. Maybe him or Burks, doesn't matter. Obviously, this is before the draft, so situation matters. But I think Drake London's at the 105 is pretty safe. All right, then we go to the 106. This is back to Dina Cola. And if I'm Dina Cola, I'm ecstatic because you got to think about it like this. He was either going to go, what I said before, either Treylon Burks or Garrett Wilson. Now you get both. And yeah, I know. His running backs, you're going to be like, why doesn't he just take a running back? That doesn't really make sense. Because again, like Isaiah Spiller, I just don't think I do think he's a very good running back, but he didn't have the best like combine stuff. And I don't know if he'll get the capital that like we want him to see him get, like first, second round capital. So I have him getting the other receiver that he was debating earlier. I thought at least it's going to take when he had the 101 and 102 over here. Gets him at the 106. So now he moved down. He moved down from the 101 to the, I think he got one of these picks or whatever, and he already had the other one. And it's like he could have got he might have taken Malik at the 1 and then Burks at the 2. Maybe he was going to go Brees Hall. I don't know. So now we go to the 107, 108, and this is back to back. Doesn't really matter who he takes first. Okay, this is actually, I think, is a no-brainer. I think Adam is too much of a Bama dick rider, and I don't blame him. The guy Jameson Williams is very good, and I just don't, I can't. Especially he has 2 picks. There's just like no scenario in my mind that he passes on Jameson Williams. Like I just don't see it. I know a lot of people that are down here, even me over here, that probably want to move up to try to get him because they see the speed, they see the talent. Some people compare Tyreek Hill. I think they're just not to compare anyone to Tyreek Hill. But not Jameson Williams. I've seen him get mocked to the Chargers, which would be phenomenal. Him being paired with his speed with Herbert would be nuts. But yeah, 107, Jameson Williams. So then he has Kenneth Walker and Jameson Williams. And that's why I said Adam, it makes more sense for him to take a running back early and then get the wide receivers. Because even if he wants to double up and take a guy like Olave here, which I'm not going to mark Olave here, but if you could take a guy like Olave, that would be nuts. Like I think that would just be phenomenal. All right, so we're gonna move on to the 108, and this is where I have a little run of quarterbacks going. Actually, the reason why, and I understand it's a 10-man, not a 12-man, but quarterbacks still have value. Like young quarterbacks still have value. When you get to like the late first, like it is a value to get quarterbacks in a 2-quarterback league. Essentially, like you need some depth. Right now, I think he has Justin Fields and doesn't have Lamar anymore. I forgot his other quarterback. I can't really think right now. I don't want to disrespect him. I'll pull it up on my phone real quick. Yeah, but I think he's going to go with his guy that we all thought that he was taking at the 105 when he had it before. Let me look at his team. Hold on. Jameis Winston. Yeah, see, there's no way. Like, there's no way he rolls into the season with just Winston and Fields. Maybe he gets a quarterback somewhere else with other picks or assets. But I'm locking in. Kenny Pickett. Kenny Two Glove. A lot of people compare to Joe Burrow because he had a good breakout last year in college, just like Burrow did. I'm pretty sure he's a little older too. I think he'll be good in the NFL. Obviously, landing spot matches quarterbacks, but I do like Kenny Pickett. I think he's pretty good. So then we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the 109 Rossi. I could see him going a bunch of ways here. He kind of got fucked with the Calvin Ridley thing. I think he's going to go quarterback here too. It's just about which one. And this is going to be a surprise, actually. I can see him going Corral. I can see him going Howland. I can see him going Ritter. He's low on the list. I've been seeing him rise up. Like I've seen him mocked at 20 to the Steelers. That would be phenomenal. And get him at the 109 to see. Obviously, Cincinnati had an insane season this year. They lost to Bama. Didn't look that good in that game. But he had a phenomenal year. He has a phenomenal home record. I think he only lost like 1 or 2 games at home in his whole college career. Maybe he's undefeated. I forgot. I've seen some crazy stat though. His home record's pretty insane. Doesn't matter. I think he'll be a good. I think he'll be a good quarterback in the right situation. I don't think if he goes to a bad situation, he's fucked. But if he's drafted a late second, I would just pass. But if he gets that first round, early second round capital, especially with a class like this, the 109 I kind of like. All right, so now this is back to Dina Cola here, the 110, the 110, not the 110. See, Dina Cola has so many picks. It's like, what is he going to do with this? He already won 2 wide receivers, and he already has Malik Willis. Again, I don't know about he could go Isaiah Spiller. I might have to just put Isaiah Spiller here, but I'm not. I'm going no quarterback. I'm just gonna hold quarterbacks. I'm gonna put Matt Corral here. Matt Corral, honestly, I don't know what I don't after that ankle injury, I don't know. Matt Corral, like early in the year, was like literally the 101 at times, which is crazy because now he's all the way here at the 110. He had that ankle injury. I think it was a high ankle sprain, and then he missed the combine. But then I think he participated in his pro day and he ran. I don't know what the hate about Matt Corral is. I kind of like him honestly. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. I think he was good in college. Destroyed LSU, of course, but Matt Corral to the 110 is pretty fire. So then Dina Colas, team when we look to it, to the solid one. Malik Willis, Garrett Wilson, Traylon Burks, Matt Corral. Wow, that's a lot though. In this one draft, that's nuts. And when I don't even think is he done with capital? It's a 208 too, so that's great. And a 3-1. Wow. All right. So Nick Venditti, I know he just got Deshaun Watson, but then again, he could probably go. You might want to add depth, to be honest. I don't know if you guys can. Oh, damn it. Nah, I can't. No, he's going to Olave. Why did I even think about it? He's going Chris Olave. Chris Olave at the 2-1 is a steal. I think it's a great pick, and I think it makes sense for his team. He obviously needs some more depth. I was going to put him a quarterback, but I'm like, he's not going to go. He's not going to go with Sam Howell here. There's just no way. It just doesn't make sense. He just traded for Watson. If he didn't trade for Watson, I would have had that. I would have had that for sure, but he didn't. So, all right, then to my pick. I mean, I don't want to give away too much because then it's like kind of bias for me. I mean, in this situation, I'm going to be completely honest. Like, I don't think unless Isaiah Spiller gets good capital, I would take Isaiah Spiller here. Just y'all know how much I love running backs, but then again, he'll be like my 6th running back on my roster, probably 7th after Miles Sanders, and then everyone's going to be like, "Oh, I'm not trading for him." So I just got to think about guys that are going to help my team long term. So then I go to the wide receiver position, and then it goes to honestly, all these guys they're literally the same. It's all about the situation. For now, I'm going to put Pickens. But it can easily change if like Dotson goes to like the Chiefs or the Packers, or same thing with Christian Watson, David Bell, Sky Moore. Doesn't really matter. Not really Justin Ross, but then there's some guys down here like Messi and Robinson. I'm not going to give away too much, but I'm going to go George Pickens here, and I think that makes sense for me. I get another receiver. I don't need to name the guys on my team, but it's definitely a need for mine to have young receivers because I have like Hopkins and Keenan Allen, which are older. Obviously, I have Higgins, Deontay, that are younger, but I need some youth, or at least that can develop. Like I'm fine if this pick doesn't like line up. Like I traded Tua for this. I think it was like this and then this or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me that much. Like I'll take the chance on Pickens at this point. Steve at the 2-3. I think at this point, Steven's need is clear kind of after he went wide receiver here, and then he has Metcalf, Pittman, Cooper, all these guys. I'm not gonna name every player on this team. I think the clear thing is that either, honestly, I can see him go quarterback if Howell gets good capital. But let's just assume he doesn't, for now, at least. Isaiah Spiller here at the 2-3, I think that's very good value at this point. And obviously it matters where Spiller lands, but for him to get Isaiah Spiller at the 2-3, I think it's phenomenal. So now we go to the 2-4. Okay, so Rossi already went quarterback. What is he going to do here? I bet he goes wide receiver. I'll tell you that much. So I just have the best wide receiver here, and my shit froze. Fuck. All right, it's good. We're good. All right, so 2-4. Again, I don't know which route he's gonna go, wide receiver wise. I kind of have an idea of guys he likes. Maybe he has I'm pretty sure he's a 2-6 as well. So I think you might want to double up on wide receiver because now the running backs, it depends on draft capital. Obviously, Rashad White's, Kyron Williams, James Cook, Zamir White, Damian Pierce, Brian Robinson, all pretty good running backs in college. Some guys have better profiles than not, but it's all about what the NFL draft does. Like if Brian Robinson's a 2nd rounder to a good team, he's moving all the way the fuck up here, even up here. But if he's a 4th, 5th rounder, he's moving to here. So I'm just going to assume that these guys kind of don't. And I'm going to go with Rossi's pick here. I'm just going to go best wide receiver available. And I'm going to go Christian Watson at a North Dakota State University. I like Christian Watson a lot, fast guy. I think it makes sense here. All right. We're gonna move to the 2-5. And if you just look at the board, there's one guy that's a no-brainer. I would if I was him, I would move up to the 110 just so you could take him. Because he's a no-brainer at the 110. Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. I think this is actually fantastic value for Jahan Dotson too, all jokes aside. And I think, look, Adam's team, if he drafts like this, probably won't because, he'll do his own shit. Pickett, Walker, Jameson, Jahan Dotson. That's honestly, that's phenomenal. And it's honestly roster changing, and it would change him for, in my opinion, one of the worst rosters in the league to one of the most promising young rosters in the league. And no hate, that's just how I feel. Right? No hate, Adam. All right, Rossi at the 2-6. Okay. Looking at the, I don't know, it keeps lagging. Hopefully I'm not lagging on the screen. All right, Rossi at the 2-6. Looking at the board. I think I'm gonna have him go another receiver. I see one guy that I know he's gonna be gravitated towards, and I think these guys are all in the same tier-ish. Once you get down here, I'm gonna go John Messi out of University of Alabama. Messi obviously tore his ACL. He was good in college. Obviously, NFL. Well, it depends. Everything depends on draft capital. Honestly, this could look like a genius mock draft. We can look in a couple of weeks after the NFL draft, be like, "Wow, the shit was terrible." This is all about pre-draft. John Mechie, 2-6, great value. I think he'll eat. But the thing is that I don't think he has a high floor, but I definitely think he has a high ceiling. If he's in the right situation, I definitely think he can be a good fantasy option for sure. All right, then we'll move to Chris at the 2-7. And I think at this point, I don't know if this really happens, but I think this pick is actually a no-brainer at the 2-7. You just gotta go Sam Howell, especially if he has a chance to start somewhere. It doesn't even matter. I don't even think it matters if he has a chance. Obviously he's gonna have a chance to start somewhere if he gets drafted in the first, second round. But even if he's a backup for a year, if he goes to the Colts or Seattle or doesn't even matter. If he has a chance that he's gonna eventually be a starter, I think anything from the 2-7 on is easily a no-brainer, especially for Chris that doesn't have a lot of quarterbacks. Can't really think of his quarterbacks, but it's was it once Matt Ryan or some shit, and then he has one good quarterback. Can't think right now. I can look. His Zach Wilson too, but yeah, I'm not even gonna look at his team right now. But just this would be a great pick if he can get this. This would be phenomenal. Dino Cole at the 2-8. Let's see what he already has. So he doesn't have a running back in this draft. So I mean, he could draft another wide receiver, but I really don't see the point. I know he's so anti running backs for some reason, even though I feel like it's the most important position because I think wide receivers produce about the same, but that's just my opinion. I think I'm gonna go with Rashad White right here. And obviously this could be a lot of different players, running backs. It doesn't really matter. Any of these guys are depends on draft capital, like I said. Because if you get drafted in the 5th round, you're third string running back, you're not gonna be shit. If you're drafted in the 2nd, 3rd round to be a backup to eventually be a starter, obviously gonna be worth a lot more and move up the draft board. But as of now, I got Rashad White at the 2-8. I think that's pretty fair. 2-9. What did I have? I gotta check my phone. What I put in my phone for it. Let's see. Okay. 2-9. Who's the 9th pick? Nick Venditti. I know that piece. Okay. Fuck it. Let's just assume I had a different in the. I really don't know here. I'm trying to think. He'll go wide receiver. So I'll put David. I'll just put David Bell. I think he'll go wide receiver. These are running backs. We don't know the draft capital yet. I feel like wide receivers are more safer. Obviously draft capital matters for wide receivers, but way less than running backs. Because if you get drafted as running back later, you mean nothing. If you draft as a later wide receiver, let's say a guy like Darnell Mooney who drafted in the 5th round, you can still be very successful. But it's very hard statistically to just analytics wise, if you draft away to be a successful running back, the chances. So I just put David Bell here. Fills out another flex spot. There's nothing really to say that much about it. Went to Purdue. He was honestly, David Bell has fallen so much ever since the combine when he ran a bad 40, and even before that, he was going at the 1.8 before, but now he's the other way 2 now, which is crazy. And then me, again, I need wide receiver help, so I'll just go the best wide receiver available. I'll just go Sky Moore. And yeah, that's basically the end of the mock draft. Let me know what you guys think. I'll just go over Brees Hall, Malik Willis, Kenneth Walker, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Traylon Burks, J-Mo, Pickett, Ritter, Corral, Olave, Pickens, Spiller, Watson, Dotson, Menchie Howell, Rashad White, David Bell, Scumler. So I guess I can go like best value pick. And honestly, shit, I really don't know. Like, there's a lot of good values. Like, I feel like Traylon Burks at the 1.6 is a great value. I feel like Howell, if he gets a opportunity to start, the 2.7 is a good value. I think Jahan Dotson at the 2.5 is a fucking no-brainer. Olave at the 2.1 is a great value too. It's all subjective and shit. So yeah, that's basically it. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, tell me where I was wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. It would be cool to see in a couple of weeks when the NFL draft happens. Like, obviously there'll be more ADP that we're gonna follow and stuff when we're drafting and we're gonna be scouting, starting to see situations and stuff. But yeah, that's all I really got, guys. I'll catch you. Peace.